Ladies and gentle cars, I hope you know where that reference is from, but welcome to the live stream for the Busch Clash. Boy, guys, I am so excited to get into this. The green flag's going to drop in about 20 minutes or so, but honestly, one of the things that I'm loving about the Busch Clash is just the LA vibe. Like, the driver intros is just such a funny thing. Oh, did any of you guys watch driver intros? They dissed Tyler Reddick so hard. Oh my goodness. He's like coming in at 5'5" and 130. It's Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick just threw up his hands in the air like, why do I even try anymore? But that was just so funny to me. But I am so excited to get into this race. I honestly don't know how 23 cars are going to fit on this track. Like, even with the 10 in the heat races, it was like it felt like there was traffic everywhere. So, I mean, especially those cars that came in from last chance qualifier 2, those things are already all banged up and destroyed. I think we're gonna see a lot of banged up cars. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna have a ton of cautions. I think if we get one caution, I think that's gonna breed more cautions, just like any other track usually. But I mean, oh man, you just don't know what to expect. It seems like these days. But if you guys want to put in the chat who your pick is to win, you can go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to share the scoring tab with you guys. That way you guys can keep up with the flow of things as well. And so, guys, who do you think is going to win? I put my money on Justin Haley, guys, as an underdog pick. I more so did it because of those beautiful odds. Oh, we got the Marine Corps, Army, and Air Force ROTCs presents Our Nation. Can you guys hear this? We're doing the national anthem. Please welcome the lead pastor of Church Home, Judas Smith. I don't know why they said offering today's invocation, and they panned to Kevin Harvick, and I just thought Kevin Harvick was going to be doing this at first. It's a privilege to be here together. We thank you that you are a source of all life. Can you guys hear that? Protection and provision. We ask on this day that you would protect each and every driver. It's the invocation right now. And we thank you for your grace, your mercy, your forgiveness, and your eternal, everlasting love. We pray all this in the name of Jesus. Amen. 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 Toasted Marshmallow. Hello. Tony Rios, the luckiest person is going to win this track, is small. I do somewhat agree with that. Okay, I actually don't even know who this person is. I feel like that's like a me thing or not, but I'm going to stop talking during the national anthem now for 30 seconds. The twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we walked, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets are bursting in air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say that star-spangled banner yet waves o'er the land of the free, the home of brave. And there's the national anthem for you guys. That's why I wasn't talking. But we're back. I definitely have to say, just looking at some of the fans now, it does look like there's a lot of people there who definitely look like they've never been to a NASCAR race before. I do have to say, for all you guys saying that they didn't earlier that they didn't look like there was a lot of people in the stands, definitely looks like the stands have filled up a decent amount. Honestly, I'm really interested to see how these next gen cars sound in person when I go to like some of the races I'll be at this year. Because I just gotta say, the first time you heard one of those Gen 6 cars fire up, we're like, oh my Lord. But yeah, guys, so if you guys want to put in the chat who your favorite picks are for today, appreciate it. Also, if you're just tuning in, I appreciate it if you drop a like so that way this thing starts to get into the algorithm, starts to get flowing. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today. Let's see if we can keep the record-setting weekend going. So far, we've gotten about 90 new subscribers this weekend. And I really appreciate everybody who's subscribed for the first time, as well as if you're a returning subscriber and have been watching my stuff this weekend. And we've also hit over 12,000 views between today's streams and yesterday's stream so far. So appreciate you guys for that as well. And we've hit, I think, nearly 300 likes. So appreciate all of that. All of you guys who have been liking the streams and such and commenting in the chat. Jonathan Bradshaw, Kyle Busch is your pick to win. I honestly think Kyle Busch is the favorite easily just because he dominated his heat race. He went on pole. I do have to say, though, I think track position is what's going to matter more than anything. So if he gets shuffled back from the lead, I think that's going to certainly play into things. I think obviously I understand why they can't have live pit stops and stuff, but if pit stops were like a thing, I think that would really add a lot to this race because since pit stops aren't a thing and there's not really any sort of tire strategy or losing spots or gaining spots on pit road, it's truly hard to lose ground on the track unless you're just slow. You know what I mean? Like you can't get caught off guard by somebody making a great strategy call or something in this type of racing. Jimmy Jackpot, Byron, Harvick, Briscoe, Suarez, and Burton are my favorite picks. I think Harvick, I would go with Harvick, Briscoe, and Suarez, I would say are all good picks. I think Byron's all right, but I just don't see him having race-winning pace. And I think Burton's starting too far back. Yeah, Alan C. Crow, Kyle, all the way. Personally, well, wait, are you guys talking about Kyle Busch or Kyle Larson? But so my top three are Justin Haley, because more so as an underdog, and then Kyle Busch, and then just Kyle Larson because, well, he's the favorite driver, ladies and gentlemen. Got to represent. And then Oil Fleming, I won't be showing the race because I don't want to get sued. That's how it works. But wow, guys, we're almost to 10 likes already. Appreciate all you guys dropping a like already. Guys, do you think we're going to have a lot of cautions in this race? I'm not sure. I think we may end up having more than the second last chance qualifier, but I think more so because there's an extra 100 laps. Like, I don't think there's going to be as much consistent action as there was in the last chance qualifiers. I think early on, things are going to get pretty spread out, and then probably toward the end, people are going to really start to push it. Okay, they're giving some sort of induction to something, but I don't really know what. They're showing a stage, but nobody's on it yet. Oh, Jeff Gordon is going to be doing the driver start your engines. Okay, I think they're having some technical difficulties. I don't know if it'll be a wreck fest. I think we're not going to get near as many cautions as we've been getting in the past couple Busch clashes. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Jimmy Jackpot. 5 to 7 cautions. Because I just don't think you're going to see people pushing the envelope as much as they were in the last chance qualifiers. Because I think a lot of the guys who are in this event are a lot more, I guess, they're not going to be as aggressive as those guys like Ty Dillon, Bubba Wallace, and those guys just trying to make the show, you know? And the guys who were aggressive in the last chance qualifier probably don't want to be aggressive in this because they've already pissed off so many people. Hendrick 5, how do you think Larson will do? Honestly, I think he'll probably be around the top 5, top 10 the entirety of the race. I just don't know if he'll end up showing enough pace to get all the way up to the lead. I think things are going to more so have to fall his way to get up to to get to the lead, to get to the point. Also, yeah, and Toasted Marshmallow, imagine Ryan Preece winning. Actually, Ryan Preece is also somebody who I'd love to see win. That would just be great. Cody Ware almost made the race, and I was hoping he would, but just wasn't quite able to. I'm just how many cars we're going to see torn up, you know, like, because we may see some spins and things like that. But, you know, in that last chance qualifier, and in general, we've had Eric Almirola, his car is pretty much totaled. Austin Cindric's car has gotten quite a bit of damage. Alex Bowman's got quite a bit of damage. Kurt Busch. And who else? I think that's just about it. Those 4 cars are like, so we've got 4 out of 36 have gotten pretty severely damaged. And so we'll have to see how many more join that club. MBR, clean through lap 130. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, probably not to like 100 to one lap 120 is when you're going to see guys really starting to get a bit to like really trying to send it in on people. But I think what everybody's seen is that, or what a lot of the drivers saw in the second last chance qualifier, you can just, if you just get somebody out of the groove, you're flying by. Like, literally, a bump and run is so powerful to the guy doing the bump and run, like, because I mean, the other guy literally can't do anything, but also the guy who gets the bump and run pulled on him, like, he's not just losing that spot unless there's somebody more than like 5 car lengths behind him, because when you get out of the groove like that, you lose tons of time in track position. Oh my gosh, they got like some sort of torch thing here for Jeff Gordon from the Olympics. Wow, they're really going all in on this Coliseum thing. If you guys want to drop a like, I'd appreciate it. I say at least 5 cars get totaled, Linda B. Yeah, I think somewhere in that range is pretty reasonable. I don't think we're going to see only 6 cars make it to the finish line like last year, or I mean 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see like less than 10 cars alive at the end of this thing. Yeah, I think the winner, I'd be shocked if the winner comes from outside the top 10. If one of the last chance qualifier cars wins this race, I would be shocked. And this is the first driver start your engines moment. All those engines getting fired up. Yeah, this is 23 cars, not 9 or 10. So this is going to be epic. And I honestly, like, they're going to be catching up to the back of this field so fast. I would not be surprised if they're at the back of the field in less than 10 laps, like it's Bristol or something, or Martinsville. I think I like Kyle Busch because the leaders just dominate. Yeah, that's what I've noticed is the leaders have just been so dominant. Now, I do think if we have a long run or a crazy restart towards the end, like in terms of a long run, I think somebody could try to catch up to him or something. But in terms of if we get a caution with 5 to go, I would not want to even be anywhere in the top 5 because everybody's just going to be getting sent into another realm. Also, if you're just tuning in, I appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. So just to help grow the channel, you guys already know that type of stuff, though, if you spend any time on YouTube. I think Kevin Harvick's also a decent pick. Here, I'll just go through, honestly, the running order and tell you if I think they got a shot. I'd say anybody in the top 5, I think, has a shot. I'd say William Byron, Kyle Larson, and like Stenhouse, Dillon, I think, and Bell, McDowell, Blaney, kind of like they'll be up there for a lot of it, but I don't see any of them having like really great pace. I think Hamlin and Priest have shown, and Harvick, all three of these guys have shown great pace throughout the weekend at some point. And so I'm really going to be paying attention to Hamlin, Priest, and Harvick to see if they can like make their way towards the front during this thing. Not simply just because like I'm trying to, like I want to see how they do in this race, but because I want to see if they're able to make up ground, because I think they should be able to, because they got fast cars. So let's see how Bubba. I don't know. I think Bubba Wallace is probably going to get up there a little bit, but. Right now, Jamie Little's talking. She's like using her whole body to talk. It's pretty funny. Who wants early wrecks? Not me. Yeah. I don't think we're going to see any big wrecks early on. Like, it'd probably just be like a spin or two. TB Gaming, how did you like the heats and last chance qualifying? I thought they were all pretty good, and I thought the last chance qualifying, even when it became a bit of a wreck fest, it was pretty entertaining to watch. It was just like Martinsville on steroids is the best way to describe it. And they're finally rolling off the starting grid, and they're going to be doing the opening pace laps. I also think something really interesting that I haven't mentioned yet is going to be when we have cautions, how much the choose cone plays a role, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to want to start on that inside line. I mean, inside line. Nobody, anybody in the outside line. Everybody's going to want to be on the inside line. Like we even saw in the heat races and last chance qualifiers, there only being 3 guys in the outside line and being 6 guys in the inside line, because that's how much they thought the inside line was better, was that they would rather start like 12th than start 8th and be in the outside line. They'd rather, like that's crazy. Also, I appreciate everybody watching right now. Up to 15 likes. The goal for the heat races was 50 likes, and we did that. So I hope you guys can crush that goal again in this one. What the best stream, sweet? Chris Storm, I don't know what you quite mean with that, but if it's a compliment, thank you. TB Gaming, I'm mad Bowman isn't in it. I know, I'm actually surprised that there weren't more big names that missed the show. Like, pretty much all the big names that were in the last chance qualifiers were just able to sneak their way in. Like, the only big names that didn't make it, I would say, would be like Bowman, Keselowski, and like Buescher, Chastain, maybe. Oh, and Kurt Busch, but Kurt and Almirola, but both those guys got wrecked down, so it's kind of different. Oh boy, guys. I am excited, and I hope you are too. It's NASCAR time, baby. MBR Bowman drove like drunk, and I don't think that's totally wrong either. Like, Bowman didn't do great. Now, he did kind of get caught up in one of the accidents in the last chance qualifier. If that didn't happen, he may have been able to race his way in, but okay, guys, so we're going to be going green here in a second. 150 laps, 275. A caution will be at lap 75, and there will be a short concert. I don't know how long that'll be. Hopefully not too long, but the purse is nearly $2 million, and honestly, that just makes me realize they need to increase the all-star race. Like, they genuinely do, because $1 million is like nothing nowadays. It's not nothing, but I think I did the math. $1 million back in the first all-star race is worth like $4 million nowadays. So, like, we're going live here in a second, and here they come. And there they go. Pretty good restart by both lines. Kyle Busch, but Tyler Reddick really rolls the outside well. Down into turns 3 and 4. They're still side by side at the stripe after one lap for the lead. Tyler Reddick edging out in front of Kyle Busch just barely. They're still 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, man. And Tyler Reddick's going to tuck in line behind Kyle Busch and ahead of Justin Haley. Your top 5 are all single file. And then you got Chase Briscoe on the outside of William Byron. William Byron seemed to cross him over to there just a bit. Chase Briscoe not wanting to be in the outside line. Nobody wants to be in the outside line. Now William Byron goes under Chase Briscoe. Now Larson trying to follow suit. If Briscoe falls behind Larson, he may have a little bit of a hole to fall into behind Larson and ahead of Dillon. Reddick trying to get by Kyle Busch early here. I think Reddick realizes track position is huge, so he's going to try and get it done here. And Tyler Reddick to the lead on lap number 5. Larson's also made it past Briscoe. Priest has fallen back a couple spots on the restart. So is Stenhouse. The inside line is just so powerful. My goodness. They should have the choose cone coming to the initial start. And now it's Reddick, Kyle, Busch, Haley, Logano, Suarez, your top 5. McDowell still hanging in the top 10. But yeah, in terms of guys who are in the last chance qualifiers, none of those guys have moved up too far yet. Priest gets by Bubba, who's stuck on the outside towards the back of the field. Only 7 laps complete, and they're only about one straightaway behind the end of the field. Now Kyle Larson trying to go to the inside of Byron for 6th place, and he's going to take his Hendrick car Chevrolet and crack the top 6, and he's going to set his eyes on Daniel Suarez. Meanwhile, there's about a bit of a gap between, I'd say, 6th place and 8th place, and in that gap, Chase Briscoe is kind of just sitting there. And now Haley looking to get around Kyle Busch. All you guys predicting Kyle Busch, man, I guess you're right now. He's not doing the best. Now Haley looking to get around him. Haley was my pick to win. Well, one of my 3. And now Joey Logano's also right on the heels of Justin Haley. So if Kyle Busch gets knocked to the outside, Haley and Logano will both probably be able to get by him. McDowell gets dropped back to 11th as Austin Dillon and Custer get by him. And looks like Jones is also going to make a move on him now. It looks like Bell going to the inside of Stenhouse. Man, this aerial shot looks amazing. There's just cars everywhere. And now Kyle Larson getting to the bumper of Daniel Suarez. He's looking to make a pass somewhere. You've got Tyler Reddick pulling away, and then you got about a gaggle of 5 cars all get stacked up behind Kyle Busch. Oh, boy, ladies and gentlemen. Larson looking to maybe make a move on Suarez in turns 3 and 4. Suarez shuts the door, maybe next time. And now Reddick is getting to the tail end of the field, and I believe that's Bubba Wallace, who is in last place. Yes, it is. So Reddick's going to have to start to deal with lap traffic here soon. We're going to have to see how much of a factor lap traffic is. Already 15 laps complete. We're 1/10 of the way through this race. Oh, boy. And now Reddick trying to get around Bubba, but there's nowhere to go. And now that's going to allow Kyle Busch to get a bit closer. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch is pulled away from Justin Haley just a bit. Now there's a bit of space in between them. Bubba Wallace just sticking on the bottom. Reddick giving him the bumper. Working lap traffic is going to be so hard. And Reddick gets to the inside of Bubba in turns 3 and 4, and it looks like he's going to get this one done. The next car I'll have to get by is Martin Truex Jr. And ahead of Martin Truex Jr., they're fighting hard. Stenhouse has fallen all the way back to 19th so far in this race, so his race is not going well early. Reddick goes to the inside of Hamlin and Truex. He's got Hamlin a lap down. Now, can he get Truex a lap down? Truex tries to go to the inside of Stenhouse, and he may get it to work. So now Truex to the inside of Stenhouse. Reddick going to try and follow Truex. Meanwhile, Truex is the last car in the lead lap. Now that Stenhouse goes a lap down. And now that puts 3 cars a lap down already in this race. Man, traffic is everywhere, man. Oh, boy. There's bumping and banging. And it looks like Larson's going to get by Suarez. And now Larson's up into the top 5. Oh, Suarez gives him a bit of the bumper, but Larson's still going to be able to clear him for now. But is Suarez going to knock him up out of the groove? He's trying hard in turns 3 and 4. Byron now trying to get by Suarez. Larson's trying to get around Bubba, and Bubba's now locking down the inside line. Oh, Suarez really spins the tires off turn 2. And now Byron's going to have an opportunity to the inside of Suarez, but he doesn't get it done. Larson's getting around the lapped car of Bubba. Meanwhile, Reddick is not gotten by Truex yet. Truex has got quite a bit amount of green track in front of him. And then in between Reddick and Kyle Busch is the lapped car of Denny Hamlin. So it's like Bristol with the amount of lap traffic, except it's so one groove that there's like nowhere to go like Martinsville. So it's pretty crazy right now. Lap 25 already. So guys, we are 1/3 of the way to the competition caution, guys. So man, they should have made this race longer is all I'm going to say. Like this is way too short. And now it looks like Hamlin trying to unlap himself from Reddick, and he's going to get it done. Hamlin unlaps himself. He's back on the lead lap. Now the 18 trying to get by the 8. The 8's losing some pace right now, it seems. The top 3 separating themselves by just a bit from Joey Logano in 4th and Kyle Larson in 5th. Oh, boy. It's like Bristol in terms of lap traffic and Martinsville in terms of nowhere to go but the inside line. So Elliott gets by McDowell. He's up to 13th. I'm trying to look around for anybody who seems to be moving up in the right direction or guys moving in the wrong direction. Right now, I just noticed that McDowell's dropped some spots. Priest is up to 16th. Are they serious? You actually can't be serious. This is actually like stupid. They're doing a commercial break. We're only going to get like 20 minutes of like green flag racing, guys. You're doing a commercial break during green flag racing. I'm sorry, but like, what? We're going to come back each and like there's going to be 5 laps till the competition caution. What is going on? This might be some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. In terms of like, I don't know. I mean, golly. So Tyler Reddick still leads over Kyle Busch, Justin Haley, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson. I'm just looking at the NASCAR ticker online since they aren't showing the actual race in person. So I don't know what the idea is with that, but god dang. So and then you got Suarez 6th, Briscoe up to 7th. He's gotten by Byron. Then you got Dillon and Jones round out the top 10. And then you got Blaney, Custer, Elliott, Bell, and the Dinger round out the top 15. Oh, and Ryan Preece must have got knocked down in the groove by somebody because he's all the way back to 1 lap down in 21st. He was up in 16th not too long ago. Right now, the last car on the lead lap is Martin Truex Jr., and he's just behind Michael McDowell, Martin Truex Jr. is the first car 1 lap down. The last car on the lead lap is Michael McDowell. Ahead of Michael McDowell's Harrison Burton and Kevin Harvick. Bubba Wallace has gone 2 laps down already. Oh, man. So Tyler Reddick still leading by a decent amount over Kyle Busch, then Justin Haley. Joey Logano, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has a bit of a gap back to Suarez and Briscoe. Okay. Well, we missed 10 laps of racing, guys, during that commercial break. Like, how? Balls GB, yeah, you're in America, of course, you get commercials during the race. I know, it sucks. I know F1 doesn't ever have commercials, which I wish NASCAR could do, but oh boy. But meanwhile, Reddick still leads, and he's looking to put McDowell a lap down, who's right in front of him. And let's see, can you get that done? Nope, not yet. He comes off turn 4, now put 40 laps down on the track. Oh, looks like Logano is going to get by Haley, and Logano is now up to 3rd. Haley's back to 4th. It looks like Larson's going to try and follow suit on that pass on Haley, and he's not going to quite get it done. Haley's going to stay in 4th and only lose 1 spot on that round. But Reddick's just growing that lead over Kyle Busch as we go. So now there's only 17 cars on the lead lap, the last one of those being Harrison Burton, the rookie. I know, yeah, that's what I'm saying, MBR. Just there's going to be cautions. Throw the commercials from then. I agree with what you're saying, Stroud House, 1725. Should have a bit more banking. And now Haley's trying to go to the inside of Truex, the lapped car. Larson's looking to get away around both of them. Oh, does Bubba have a bit of tire smoke? Oh, no, that's just probably a lockup. My bad. But now Briscoe's on the bumper of Larson, and he's going to try to get to the inside of Larson. He's already gotten around Byron. And now Larson's going to go by. I mean, Briscoe's going to go by Larson. Briscoe's up to 5th. So now Briscoe is chilling up in 5th, and he's going to be looking to get around Justin Haley. Briscoe's a big mover early on. There is some competitive racing, but like not a ton. It's more so just about bump and runs. Jones gets by Dillon. He's up to 9th. Jones is moving up some spots early on. Logano looking to get around Kyle Busch for 2nd. And Briscoe looking to get around Haley for 4th. Dude, we're doing too many. They're showing interviews with crew chiefs. And even though they're only like 10 seconds, that's like a whole lap. Only 20 laps from the competition caution. And Briscoe gets by Haley. He's up to 4th. And Dillon's going to get back by Jones. Oh, we got our first caution. Stenhouse Jr.'s around in turns 3 and 4. And the lucky dog is going to be Michael McDowell. Oh, Denny Hamlin may be having an overheating issue. That's what I'm hearing. Also, Harrison Burton stopped on the track. Denny Hamlin's going to pull it behind the wall. They're probably going to check that engine really quick, make sure it's doing all right. They don't want to kill an engine here. They're popping the hood on that 11 car. So they're saying he is having an overheating issue. So yeah, but Stridehouse 1725. Wish they had road racing only league. That is basically V8 supercars in Australia. So yeah, Hamlin's having some sort of mechanical failure, or not just mechanical issue, not failure. And then you got Stenhouse gets spun around by somebody. And nevertheless, McDowell should be the free pass. And we're going to cut to commercial break. But at the time of caution, it was Reddick, Kyle Busch, Logano, Briscoe, Haley, your top 5, Larson, Byron, Suarez, Dillon, Jones, your top 10. So pretty assorted top 10 there, guys. You got some underdogs up there for sure. Caution laps don't count here. That is good, because then they'd have to extend. If they had a 150 lap race here where caution laps counted, it would basically just be all caution laps. We should have the Daytona road course right after they ran the 24 hours of Daytona. I don't know, maybe. I mean, Michelle Johnson, come on, Chase. Right now, Chase is, I think I'm trying to figure out where he started. He's up to 12th. I think he started right about theirs anyway. So I think he started a bit lower, actually. So I think Elliott's gained some ground. Yeah, so McDowell gets the free pass. And then, yeah, Bubba's 2 laps down and Stenhouse is 2 laps down. Then you have Truex, Priest, and Hamlin all 1 lap down, but Hamlin's pulled off the track, so we don't really know if he's going to be coming back or not. And so McDowell's the last car on the lead lap. Then you have Burton, Allmendinger, Harvick. Harvick's picked up a couple spots, so is AJ. McDowell's dropped quite a few, so has Stenhouse. Those are, and I'm trying to just give you guys updates on things like that. Custer's fallen back a couple spots. Jones has worked his way up a handful. Suarez has dropped a couple. Reddick moved up to the lead. Briscoe's gained, I believe, 5 spots since the start of the race, so Briscoe's moving in the right direction. Hey, Stridehouse 1725. For this track, it's not left turn only. It's left turn only and full throttle your way through your opponents, so that way you can get past them, because that's the only way. I kind of disagree with that, Ball GB. I think the road course races are sometimes pretty entertaining. I do have to say, there is such a wonderful element to oval racing that some people just don't understand. So be it. Also, guys, if you could drop a like, I'd appreciate it. The goal for this stream is 50 likes. We hit it earlier when we were live streaming the heat races and last chance qualifiers. So it'd be cool if we could hit it again today, or not again today, but again for this stream. Yeah, Bristol is great. Stroud House 1725. Recce Spin House Ruiner. That one wasn't totally his fault, though. I'll give him that. So far, the fastest lap turn, though, was by Kyle Busch. Actually, no, it was by Joey Logano. So, and that lap was faster than anything we saw in practice. FYI. 13.3. And multiple people have been in the 13.3s. So that's pretty interesting. So let's look pretty quick. So Hamlin's talking about his mechanical failure. So Hamlin may be out of this one. So it looks like Hamlin may be out of this one early. They may be able to get him back in there, but no one knows for sure. It's not 850 horsepower. It's like 670, I believe. I think you need more than first gear because a lot of guys were shifting around. I think Briscoe and Larson both were, and they were running some pretty fast times. Wait, what? No, Chase Briscoe had to pull off from fourth place. Nobody knows why. Oh, boy. So Chase Briscoe's now out of this. Dang, that sucks. Briscoe was really starting to get going. No, that's... So that's tough. So Briscoe's out. And now Tyler Reddick's now on the apron. All the cars are just breaking. They broke. Now he broke his transaxle. Now Tyler Reddick's out. Reddick and Briscoe just, I think, broke the same part. The transaxle. The real something in the rear axle area. That is like, oh my goodness. They're just dropping like flies. I wonder if it has to do anything with them shifting and having to shift it so frequently. Because I think Reddick and Briscoe are both two of the guys that were one of the handful that were shifting a lot during this on the track. So maybe the car couldn't handle it. So we're gonna have to see. That's not what you want to see. Only 50 laps into this thing. So hopefully we don't see more of that. Especially that's two guys in the top 5. Well, we're going to get restarted. And now this is going to be Kyle Busch and Logano on the front row. And then Larson to the inside of Haley. Man, that's like 2 of the underdogs out of this thing. That's a bummer. And here they come to the restart zone. Kyle Busch spins the tires, but gets a good launch compared to Logano. Logano maybe going to try and tuck in behind Busch. No, he's not. Larson's there to fill the hole. Kyle Busch gets a good run off corner exit. He's clear of Logano, but Logano's going to slide in front of Larson just barely before turns 3 and 4. And now Larson's side by side with Haley for third, and it looks like Haley's hanging tough on the outside through turns 1 and 2, but Larson's going to have the preferred line off corner exit, and Larson's going to be clear of him for third place, and now Haley's going to tuck in line in fourth, and your top 5 are all single file, and William Byron rounds out your top 5, and Eric Jones is the inside of Daniel Suarez. He's making up ground early in this thing. Oh, boy. And, Blaney gets a bit sideways, trying to make a move to the inside of Austin Dillon. Oh, Haley's gotten back by Larson on the outside. Now Elliott moving to the inside of Suarez. Blaney to the inside of Suarez and Austin Dillon as well. Dillon gets really loose. He's going backwards. Ryan Preece is in that free pass position if there were to be a caution. Already 3 cars out of this thing early. Or 2 cars. Yeah, 3 cars out of this thing early. And meanwhile, Kyle Busch is pulling away from Joey Logano, and Joey Logano's pulling away from Haley, and Haley is pulling away from Larson and the rest of the field. So if you can just get clean track in front of you, you can pretty much pull away. Now Bell moving to the inside of Suarez. Suarez going the wrong direction here in this main event. Allmendinger, though, up to 12th after being one of the guys in the last chance qualifier. I believe Allmendinger may be the biggest mover from one of the guys who qualified their way in the last chance qualifier. We have 3 guys out of this thing early. Now Allmendinger looking to the inside of Daniel Suarez, Danny boy. Meanwhile, Eric Jones is one of the bigger movers in this race. He's up to 6th right now. He could pull this thing out and maybe get the win. He's a bit of a short track racer. Logano's caught up to the bumper of Kyle Busch. He was making up ground during the last green flag run. Will he get by him before the competition caution at lap 75? Only 11 laps till that competition caution. So Allmendinger's gotten by Suarez. Suarez has fallen back to 13th. Allmendinger's going to be looking to get into the top 10 here soon. He's, I believe, the biggest mover from one of the last chance qualifier guys. MBR, yes. Joe Log is Chase Elliott's around and in the outside wall. Oh, no, that's not what you want to see if you're part of Chase Nation. So it looks like, and him and Ryan Blaney were battling. So we have to see if Blaney got revenge for last year. I think he may have. It looks like into turns 1 and 2. Blaney just gives him a bit of a tap. Now going down the back straightaway into turn 3. Blaney tries to go to the inside. Oh, no. Never mind. It looks like Elliott just wheel hopped it. Yeah, he got way. Something weird happened with that 9 car. He lost it all on his own. Ball GB, they should run this on dirt next year. What I think they should do is try to figure out a way to like simulate this thing like in some sort of computer simulator, or just make a small track like this, not obviously in a stadium, and then like see if you can like add banking, or at least a little bit of banking, and see how much like that improves the racing, or if that's even possible or not super expensive. Because if you can, it would really add something to this event. But MBR, little to no wheel hop with the independent rear suspension. I don't know if his wheel, I don't know. The rear end just snapped around like something broke almost even. But appreciate any of you guys watching. Up to 27 likes, 42 of you guys watching right now. Anyways, we're going to have about 9 laps to go to the competition caution at lap 75, and it'll be Kyle Busch, Logano, Haley, Larson, Byron, your top 5 when they come to the choose cone. So far, they haven't shown us the choose cone yet, or when they come to it, so I hope they do that now finally. Because that's the choose cone really does matter a lot. Yeah, he just spins it. He kind of just spun it around all on his own there, did. And also, I believe, I may be wrong, but I believe this puts Ryan Preece back on the lead lap as the free press car, and yes, it does. So Rick Ware Racing still in the top 17 on the lead lap. So Kyle goes inside, Joey goes outside, Haley and Larson both go inside, Byron goes outside, Jones goes inside, Blaney goes outside, Bell goes inside, Dillon goes outside, Allmendinger goes inside, Custer goes outside. So this is going to be pretty interesting. So we're going to have to see how things go on this restart. because this is just going to be a short 9-lap sprint to the competition caution at lap 75. To be honest, most of the dirt had disappeared at Bristol halfway through the race. Yeah, kind of. Or, well, it didn't necessarily disappear. They were just putting down rubber on the dirt, and it looks like almost like it's paved. I waited months for this races, only to be disappointed. One of the All-Stars that was already a lock, thanks to NASCAR's rules, screwed this up as always. I don't know what you quite mean by that, but I mean, it's just they're just trying things out, guys. I wouldn't have too high of standards for these Busch clashes. Anyways, on the restart, pretty even, but Kyle Busch gets the jump and out into turns 3 and 4. Logano's still on his outside, so he hasn't cleared him just yet. So Logano's doing pretty strongly, and he's going to be able to tuck his way in line into the inside again somehow. I can't believe he's been able to pull that off already twice. And now Haley to the inside of Byron for third. Meanwhile, Haley is fighting pretty hard there with Byron. Byron's going to fall in line behind Haley. It looks like ahead of his teammate Kyle Larson. Or is Kyle Larson going to be able to get to his inside? No. Blaney gets by Austin Dillon on his inside. Jones has dropped back to 8th on this one. Oh, boy. Austin Dillon giving a bit of a bumper to Ryan Blaney, but everybody's getting a bit of the bumper. It's so tight. 5 laps to the competition caution. Kyle Busch still leads over Joey Logano. Then you got Justin, Haley, William Byron, Kyle Larson, your top 5. Kevin Harvick getting around his teammate Cole Custer. That's going to move him up to 11th. Now Suarez getting his way to the inside of Custer as well, and Elliott's trying to follow suit. Meanwhile, there's still 17 cars on the lead lap. The last of those being Ryan Preece, who just got the free pass. Nobody's going to go a lap down here on this short run. But here's a quick time to gain some track position on this restart. Your top 5 stayed the same for a little while now. And it looks like Custer's side by side with Suarez trying to get by him for 12th. You kind of got a top 11 car breakaway from the bottom half of the field. And those guys are really bumping and banging down there in the bottom half. So Elliott gets by Suarez. Elliott's up to 13th after that crash you just had when he was running in 6th. Kyle Busch is just hanging in front of Logano, but when he completes this lap, that'll be the competition caution. Oh, Logano gives him a shot, and Logano's going to try to go to his inside, and he's not going to quite get there. He gets to his door panel just about, but they haven't shown the competition caution yet, and it's Logano in the lead still over Kyle Busch. They're probably going to show it any second now, and Logano gets by Kyle Busch, and there's the competition caution just before they cross the line, I think. And as they were running, it was Logano, Kyle Busch, Haley, Byron, Larson, the top 5. Then Blaney, Dillon, Jones, Bell, Allmendinger, the top 10. Then Harvick, Custer, Elliott, McDowell, Suarez, the top 15. Then you had Burton and Preece, the last cars on the lead lap. And then you had Truex, the only car 1 lap down, so he's going to get the free pass and get back on the lead lap. And then you have Bubba and Stenhouse, each 2 laps down. Then you have 3 cars out of this thing already, Hamlin, Briscoe, and Reddick. Well, we got a live performance from Ice Cube coming up. Yes, I know. I know what Bowman Gray is, Stroud House. I think almost everybody does. A lot of people have been comparing this to that and saying they should have gone there instead. That was a great move by Logano because he knew the competition caution was coming in a lap, so he basically acted like it was the last lap of the race, and he just shoved him out of the way and just went by him. He had been biding his time for a couple laps there, and appreciate everybody watching right now and anybody who's just subscribed during this stream. So I think my predictions now at the halfway point would still be Like Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, I think would be the two most likely favorites. I'm feeling less confident about Justin Haley because, I mean, he's still up there, but he doesn't seem to have that same pace as Kyle Busch or Logano. I think Larson and Byron are both decent picks. I'd say maybe Jones, if he can get up there. Jones has been making up ground pretty quickly, as well as Allmendinger. He's all the way up from, I think, 20th starting position up to 10th. I believe he's the biggest mover. Kevin Harvick up from 17th starting position up to 11th. And Elliott's all the way up to 13th after starting at the rear of the field under this little 9-lap stint. Priest is staying on the lap in 17th. He's making up some ground. I think if this was a 200, I wish they made this lap. I wish they made this race 250 laps because it's only been a half hour and we're already almost done. So I'm just kind of bummed by that. I wish that a bit longer. I feel like this is hardly even a race. It's just like it feels like it's shorter than like the practice session they had. Like qualifying is going to take longer than this race did. But anyways, what I was going to say is that you got, I think Ryan Preece, if he can definitely probably get up to the top 10 before this thing's over, but I think anybody else probably outside the top 12 is not going to win this race unless we get a lot of cautions and they get the inside line or they make the right line choice multiple times, or they're just not afraid to bump literally every single car out of the way. I think you're definitely going to have to be coming from in the top 10 to probably win this race, if not the top 5. Hey, we're up to 35 likes. I appreciate it, guys. The goal is 50. So 15 away. We're 70% of the way to the goal. I'll probably stay on live for a bit longer after the race ends, and we can talk about it a little bit. I will be live tomorrow doing my post-race reaction, and we'll just talk about basically just breaking down what happened during the race and talking about stuff for a little bit, maybe about a half hour, around 7 o'clock. And now Ice Cube's about to give his performance. Let's see what they do. Just getting into it. I think most of the people are surprised to see Ice Cube's performing at a stinking NASCAR race. I'm trying to see if the audience is getting engaged at all. I think the thing is that there's people so far away from him that it's like, I mean, I hope they're blasting him through the speaker system pretty well because like the track is only a quarter mile, but some of these people would be standing like a quarter mile, half a mile away from him. I'm just vibing to the Iceman. Thank God TVs have mute buttons, so I don't have to listen to this cap rap. No, I mean, just I don't know. The people seem to be jamming to it somewhat. I mean, that's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, that's so true. I feel like Joe Biden had the idea of this race. Okay. I agree NASCAR should have extended the laps. Yeah, I feel like, I'm looking here. What are you guys saying about that lap thing I said? Understand that we saw 100 laps of heats. It's like having the Daytona 150. 150 laps is like then 150 laps in last chance qualifiers. Appreciate your stream and commentating. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Poker Grinder. Also, if any of you guys subscribe for the first time, say it in the chat and I'll try and give you some notice because I appreciate it if you subscribe. That's 300 and then one. Okay, never mind. Oops. I do have to say there are a lot more young people at this race than I've ever seen at any NASCAR race I've been to. So, I mean, they did good in that respect, I guess. Cube sold out. The only people dancing are like a bunch of girls in like their 20s. Yeah, they're drunk. White people. I know, yeah. White people, Ice Cube. Come on, I know. Oh my gosh. There's some in the crowd, some like buff guy, and he's got, you know, those NASCAR jackets. He's got a vintage one, but he's got the Mark Martin Viagra, the Viagra car. And he's like shirtless, and he's got that jacket on just over his bare chest, and he's like, oh my god, I can't believe this is like a thing right now. Oh my god. Let's just say I don't think this one's happening again. I do have to say, like, it could be worse. It could be worse. They could have like, I don't know, like Eminem up there or something. Or I guess Eminem would be like the same thing. I take that back entirely. But they have like Justin Bieber here. NASCAR fans would be like totally lost, half of them or something. Anyways, I did subscribe, my friend. Good job today, buddy. I enjoy ya. Thank you, Stroudhouse 1725. Station 9, Los Angeles. Ice Cube is performing on stage. He said, ho, say Ice Cube's hot beer not gross. The people are not even bumping to Ice Cube. Some people are. Not everybody, but like 20% of the people. And you see Kyle Busch posted on his Instagram post with him and the D'Amelio girls, and all the people in the comments are like, don't go out like this, Kyle. No, no, no. Live stream some old races with commercials. It's another idea for you. Steve I don't know how to say that. Let's go, Brandon. How about they dig up Michael Jackson and go a genuine thriller? Yeah, Bubba Smollett. A lot of drunk peoples. Yep. Bubba is the left saver driver. But hey, Bubba is Ice Cube's pick to win, except he's 2 laps down. So, okay. I actually don't mind this concept. I do have to say, if they can improve the racing somehow for something like this, I'm not totally against it, because I do like the concert idea. Like, I do think it's a good way to bring out fans. Like, literally, I'm seeing more young people at this event than I've ever seen at any NASCAR race in my life. And I don't mean just young people. I mean like young people like from the city. Like, will Kyle demolish Logano? Toasted Marshmallow says, I don't know. I think Logano's got to do a little bit more to piss him off to get him to dump him. But Michelle Johnson, subscribe. Looking forward to hearing you live stream 2022 and Daytona 500. Thank you for broadcasting. Okay, guys, I will not be doing the 500. The 500 is one of like 4 races I won't be doing this year. I'm going to be like hanging out with other people, but I will be doing the duels and probably the Xfinity Series race. But yeah, the 500 is one of the few races I won't be doing, because I'll just be like, I mean, it's like the Super Bowl. Like, you watch it with other people. Ice Cube equals cringe. Honestly, I really have like no opinion on Ice Cube. I listen to rap, but not like old school. Watch out for the garage strings, but hey guys, hey, let's limit the slander, guys, okay? Okay. The driver in second will dump first for the win. Stroudhouse says, yeah, it's literally going to be what it is. If the person in second place is within bump and run distance of first, that's what's going to happen on the last lap. Like, that's because that's all you can do. I don't know, man. Maybe. Now, here's the thing is, we'll see. What I may do is set up my camera and then just record like our reactions to the race, but not live, and then just upload that. Not obviously a 3-hour video. I'd edit it down to like just the action parts of the race, but yeah. The 500 is like the Super Bowl for NASCAR, except it's at the beginning of the season, not the end. Okay, I see it growing. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, it's just you've only heard of Ice Cube once in your whole life? Okay. Now, I may not listen to Ice Cube, but I at least like know who he is, okay? And I have to say they are keeping it like I think he's just finished, so it wasn't that long. So at least I'll give him that. It wasn't like it felt like it dragged on forever. So are you saying that they don't have like any good stuff there at Station 9 Incorporated Los Angeles? Like there's not like everything's super overpriced in terms of food and stuff? Because that's not a good look either. But it is Los Angeles, so like everything's way overpriced in California. Kyle Busch could win 100%. Okay, so there is Blue Emu. Do you guys know who Blue Emu is? Blue Emu, not the emu from Liberty Mutual, but Blue Emu is like a sponsor for Landing Castle in the Xfinity Series, and they sponsor a couple NASCAR races a year. And they're doing a giveaway for free tickets to the fall race at Martinsville, which they're the main sponsor for. If you could just guess the winner for the race. And so I used 3 different accounts, and I went Larson, Busch, and Haley. So I'm praying Kyle Busch wins this race. I honestly, Tyler Reddick probably would be dominating this race still if he did not have that like axle failure. I do wonder if we're going to see more mechanical failures though in this race. I would not be surprised at all because if you think about it, some of these cars have taken quite a few laps, especially on a track that's probably a bit more demanding on them in some respects than others, because especially like on the brakes and stuff per se. MBR probably wasn't terrible. Probably doesn't even need to be on TV, but part of the event. Well, I think the weird thing is like, I mean, if they just like cut away for like 15 minutes and like showed something else, it'd just be kind of like weird. So it's like, might as well just show it. And it's not the type of thing that people are necessarily just going to like turn away from. Like the halftime show at the Super Bowl, like you don't necessarily watch it, but like you leave it on the TV. Stroud House 1725. I'm in NC and can't wait for Charlotte. I'm in New York, so the only things I'm seeing this year are the Glen, Watkins. I just said the Glen, Dover, and maybe Pocono. So, and those are the races that I went to last year. Those are all the ones that are like relatively close. I may also try and hit up Michigan, but we'll see. Bold prediction: everybody has a mechanical problem. Yes, instead of people wrecking out like in the past couple of Busch clashes, and there only being 5 cars left. Instead, it's just going to be everybody has mechanical failures, so there's only 5 cars left. That's going to be the joke. So we should be going green pretty soon here in a second. We're up to 39 likes, guys. The goal is 50, so I'd appreciate it if you could get me there. And guys, I appreciate everybody watching. We have gained nearly 100 subscribers in the last 24 hours. And that is like incredible, guys. So I really do appreciate it. Like that's 1/16 of like my entire total. So in like one day. Oh yeah. So we're going. Hopefully, they're showing all these like celebrities that I like hardly even know who they are, and I feel like I'm supposed to know who they are, but I don't. I'm in UK and I'm going to Le Mans 24 this year. That would be cool to go to the Le Mans 24 hours of Le Mans. You know what I mean, guys. Yeah, next year I may end up trying to go to the Rolex 24 or something. I got a friend who does, an older like friend who does kind of like endurance racing, and now he obviously wouldn't be competing, but he's gone down there the last couple of years, so I may go and end up going with him or something. Oh, here I'm trying to catch up. Shield X, there are no tracks in Washington. Yeah, that's pretty tough. The closest one wouldn't even be like I mean, it'd probably be somewhere in California, but that's still going to be like a 12-hour drive. That is pretty tough there, man. But you do have Portland and Oregon, which the Truck Series and Xfinity Series are going to this year, so you could go to that. Well, I don't think you should say Pitbull and Ice Cube don't belong in NASCAR. Anybody belongs in NASCAR. I mean, at least another fan is something I'm happy for. Up to 43 likes. I appreciate it, guys. So we're going to be going green here in a second. So the top 3 cars all went inside the line, and then the next 2 both went outside, and those were the teammates of Byron and Larson on the outside. And then you got Kyle Busch ended up back in the lead somehow. I'm not sure why that is, but Kyle Busch is in the lead. There's still 18 cars on the lead lap and 2 laps down. So here they come, 75 to go at the Coliseum. Kyle Busch to the inside of Byron. He's getting a good run. The inside line obviously just been better this whole time. Byron's going to tuck down in front of Logano, and Larson's going to tuck down in front of Haley. Wow, that was really smooth by both those Hendrick cars. I can't believe they pulled it off. Now Logano goes to the inside of Byron down the front straightaway and into turns 1 and 2. Logano trying to get it done on Willie B down the back straightaway. Now you got Larson trying to follow suit with Logano on this move. Oh, 3 wide down the front straightaway. Larson takes him 3 wide. Logano and Byron. Is this going to work? The last time this happened, Kurt Busch ended up in the wall. They work it out. William Byron gives up both spots, but now Haley's to the inside of Byron down the back straightaway, and Larson makes a power move and is up to second. How about that for you Larson fans? Oh, and Haley tries to get to the inside of Byron, and he may be trying to make a move on Logano as well here. And then you got Dylan all the way up in 6th. How about that? Oh, and oh no, Priest may have also broke something. Priest is off the track. That's a bummer. Now we're down to 19 cars. Both Collin cars, though, in the top 10 right now. Allmendinger in 10th, Haley in 4th. How about that? Didn't see that one coming right there. But Kyle Busch got a 1-second gap over Kyle Larson right now. It is going to be so hard to get by the leader. I mean, so hard. Logano was just barely able to do it on the last run. That was such a bold move by Larson. We have not seen anything like that yet. That didn't end up in a crash. I think Logano does have a bit more actual pace, though, than Larson, so he may end up being able to pass him back here soon. And speaking of guys who went the wrong direction fast, Suarez falling all the way back to 16th, second to last car on the lead lap. This field has thinned out quite a bit. We only got 19 of the 23 original cars, so we're missing 4, all due to mechanical issues. Toasted marshmallow. I'll hate Larson if he takes the lead from Kyle Busch. I won't care. I won't care because I'm a Larson fan. I'll actually care because I'll be really happy. But anyways, Kyle Busch still leading, maintaining about a 1-second gap over Larson. Larson not really bringing it down too much. Well, Bubba Wallace is up to 18th from starting 20th, but he's 2 laps down. So for any of you Bubba fans out there, today is not the day for you or Stenhouse. 2 laps down. You're going to need a lot of help to get back on the lead lap. Larson is taking a tiny bit of gap out of Kyle Busch's lead, but as soon as I say that, he loses about 2/10. So who knows? Meanwhile, everybody's kind of staying everybody's staying in line. Nobody's making too many aggressive moves in the front pack or so. I'd say the top 6 have kind of broke away. And then after Austin Dillon, there's about a bit of a gap to Blaney, and then bigger gap to Jones, who's in 8th. Yeah, and behind, but Jones on backwards. It's the madhouse. And now it looks like Bell's trying to make a move to the inside of Jones maybe soon. Oh, my God. Okay, they're going NASCAR nonstop at least. Yeah, lapped cars will bunch up at the field, but how much? Oh, Logano's gotten back around Larson, like I was saying, and now Byron's going to the inside of Haley. Yeah, I think Logano and Kyle Busch are definitely the faster cars in this race. But it's going to be interesting to see how much of a role lap traffic plays once they catch them. Whew. Are we going to see more mechanical failures? Are we going to see more part failures? Kevin Harvick trying to get around AJ Allmendinger to get up into the top 10. He's got Chase Elliott on his bumper. We already know what happened last year between Elliott and Harvick. Will that feud continue over into this year? Who knows? And then behind Elliott's Custer, and then there's a bit of a gap back to the next car in line. Logano will definitely try to wreck, or I won't say wreck, but he'll definitely try to move him out of the way if that's what it comes down to. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Logano just chills back in third place. Chills back in second place to like the last lap and then ends up making the move. I do agree. Smallest track should be a half mile. I think a fourth mile is okay for exhibitions like this, but yeah, a half mile is. Well, I mean, they can't even fit a full field on this. I mean, they limited the field to 23 cars, so that gives you perspective on like why it should not be a quarter mile and it should be a half mile. Anyways, Byron giving the bumper to Larson. I don't think Larson has a lot of raw pace. I think he's got like top 10 pace, but I don't think he's got race winning pace or maybe even top 5 pace. I think the most commented thing is Bubba Smollett so far. But 47 viewers and 47 likes. That's nice, but how do we get it to 50 likes? Jamie McMurray ran it in 60.4 seconds. That's a sign that it's probably a bit too small, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, they're continuing. And this side-by-side commercial, at least we can see what's going on, but this side-by-side commercial has literally lasted nearly 10 laps. And Harvick has gotten by Allmendinger, and now Harvick's up into the top 10. He will set his sights on Christopher Bell, who's in 9th. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch just chilling in the lead, driving away. Joey Logano is starting to reel him in a bit, and Joey Logano's pulled away a bit from the third place car of William Byron. Or I believe it was Larson or Byron who's in third place now. I think, did Byron get by him? No, it's still Larson. Now, are we going to see another caution is the question. That's the big question. Do you ever see NASCAR racing in Europe or Asia? I mean, they already race. They already have the Euro NASCAR League or whatever it is, Euro NASCAR Series. A Euro NASCAR driver follows me on Instagram, by the way. Weird flex, but okay. Anyways, Kyle Busch is still leading by 7/10. So Logano has nearly cut that lead in half. And, Larson's staying content in third. He hasn't really not closed that gap up to Logano. But Byron's not really applying as much pressure to Larson as he once was. So maybe Larson's starting to get into a bit more of a groove. Larson did have the best long-run average pace of any car in the practice yesterday. So we'll have to see if that transfers over at all. So Larson is up to third after starting 8th. So he is one of the bigger movers in this race. You are seeing a lot of brake rotors glowing red right now. So we'll have to see if we see any brake failures or anything like that. Miss Stroudhouse, Joey is losing hair. Will it make a comeback in 2022? What lap are we on? Euro NASCAR sucks. They aren't even proper. Yeah, I wouldn't say it sucks, but yeah, they are definitely not proper NASCARs. Toasted Marshmallow, what lap are we on? We have 40 to go, so that'd be like lap 110. We're already 2/3 of the way through this race, guys. This thing's only going to be like 1 hour long, which is kind of a shame. Oh, traffic ahead of Kyle Busch. His teammate Martin Truex Jr. is the first car lap. Actually, the last car on the lead lap who's holding him up right now. Now that's allowed Logano to get right to his bumper, and it's going to allow Larson to get right there too. Logano gets to the inside of Busch, but he's not able to make a move there quite yet. Busch has side-by-side lap cars ahead of him. One of them, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace gets out of the way. He's already 2 laps down, so I think Bubba's just going to kind of coast his way to the end of this one. Now 3 laps down. He's pretty much out of this thing for good. So now Kyle Busch just praying his teammate Martin Truex Jr. gets out of the way, the last car on the lead lap. Oh boy, Logano's all over the bumper of that 18 car. Right behind him now is the 5 car and the 24. We're going to be coming to 35 to go next time by. Oh, Blaney's slow on the inside of the track. I don't know if we're going to see a caution for this one or not. He's probably going to try and pull it behind the wall without causing a caution. And the caution is out. Oh, my God. We finally have lapped cars making the field get bunched up. And instead, we get a caution. Like, dude, oh, my goodness. Okay, all I'm going to say, if they added 200 laps to this race right now, I would not complain one bit. Because right now, I mean, you literally cannot do anything without lap. You cannot catch the leader, like, at all. See, yeah, Blaney just lost something there. Like, he just slowed down like crazy. So, also got into the wall there a bit. But, so we'll have to see. Now we've only got, that'll knock down to 18 cars. So we've got 5 retirements. And the free pass will be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He'll get back to 1 lap down, I believe. But now your top 5 is Busch, Logano, Larson, Byron, Haley. And then Dillon, who's had a solid run in 6th, as well as Jones in 7th. Then you got Bell, Elliott, Harvick rounding out the top 10. Then Custer, Allmendinger, Suarez, McDowell, Burton rounding out the top 15. Then you got Truex and Stenhouse 1 lap down. And then you got Bubba Wallace 3 laps down in 19th. But this is going to be interesting here on this restart because we don't know how many more restarts we're going to get. And 35 laps is hardly anything, guys. That's like 5 minutes of green flag racing. Blaney threw his Hans device to Eric Jones. That is great. Dude, I think he just did that for show. I honestly don't think he was that mad at Eric Jones. That was pretty pathetic, honestly. It was funny, but like, we'll have to see. I think we are going to see a handful more mechanical failures, though, before this thing ends. So we've got 16 cars still on the lead lap at this point, and 18 cars still on the track. And we'll be coming to the green with 35 to go. And I believe they'll be coming to the choose zone here pretty soon. And the choose zone is going to matter more and more every second now, or every restart now. Oh, boy. Epic Productions is spamming in the chat. You better chill out there, bud, before I have to give you a timeout. I don't think more cars would have been better. I think more laps should have been better. Yeah, 1,000 laps only be 250 miles, but guys. We could do 1,000 laps. It'd still be tied with the shortest race on the schedule. Oh, guys, we're 1 like away from our goal of 50, guys. Can we hit the goal of 50 before we go back green is the question. Oh, boy. Yeah, more cars would have been like LA traffic. I agree with you, Ball GB. So I think they're coming to the choose cone here. Or wait, they've already gone to it. Didn't even realize that. And so they'll be going green next time by. And so it's Kyle Busch on the inside, Logano on the outside, then Larson behind Busch, and Haley on the outside of Larson. Then you got Byron on the inside of row 3 and Dillon on the outside. And then you got Eric Jones on the outside of row 4 and Christopher Bell on the inside of row 4. And then it looks like, who is that? Chase Elliott on the inside of row 5 with Kevin Harvick to his outside. That's your top 10, ladies and gentlemen, as they're going to be coming to green this time. 18 cars still in this chaos. 35 to go. Kyle Busch with a pretty good restart. Will Joey Logano be able to roll the outside and fall in front of Larson? Oh, Kyle Busch and Logano door slam. Is Larson going to be able to try and slip in there and make it 3 wide? No, he probably thought about it, but he just wasn't. Oh, Haley's going to give the shunt to Larson. Haley, get out of the way. Oh, he hooks Larson, and Haley's in the wall hard. Or not that hard, but Haley's in the wall, and that's going to be a caution. Larson's not happy about that. Oh, wow. Oh, gosh, the 31's killed. That's tough for the 31. The 31 kind of shoved the 5 up the track, and then the 5 basically came down on him. Or, oh, the 24 kind of gave a shot to the 31, and the 5 car gets out of the groove. And then, I don't even really know. Yeah, it looks like the 5 pretty much just tried to get, like, kind of get back at the 31 for shoving him up out on the groove. I know, yeah, and it wasn't even the Justin Haley who turned the 5. It was the 24 who turned the 31 into the 5. Hey, we got 50 likes. How about that? We got the goal. I appreciate it, guys. Now, I would say let's get to 100, but that's pretty unreasonable. That is a lot of damage, as Tony Stewart would say. So that takes Justin Haley out of contending after a good run. And that knocks the field down to 17, and it puts 16 cars back on the lead lap with Stenhouse coming from 2 laps down to back on the lead lap. So you got Logano, Kyle Busch, Larson, Dillon. Dillon's up to 4th now. How about that? Then Byron, Jones, Bell, Harvick, Elliott, and Allmendinger, the top 10 when they come to the choose cone. Yeah, Larson kind of, I don't know how much of that he did on purpose or not, but I mean, he definitely did it on purpose. But I don't think he meant for that to happen, but I don't know. 50th like was me. Thank you, F15 crew chief. Oh, you got you got 50 5 minutes ago. I did? It just showed me 50 on my screen right now, but okay. Fan here at the race in LA. First time race with my girlfriend in Mexico. She wants to go to more. Wait, I do think that, like, if I went, I don't think I would be discouraged. Like, I think I would still have had a good time. Like, it seems to be pretty entertaining to, like, some extent. So, yeah, like, I think this event is doing a pretty good job at what they're trying to achieve with it. Like, get to a younger audience in the city and, like, look at, like, kind of, like, try to get more fans involved. So, I have 51 now, Toasted Marshmallow. Man, the thing on my YouTube, like, analytic ticker must be a bit slow then or something. But, I mean, still, that's pretty cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. It wouldn't be possible without you guys watching. Oh, we got a Tony Stewart and Chase Briscoe collaboration here with the... This is actually a pretty funny commercial, this Stewart and Briscoe Mahindra Tractors commercial. It's a good idea, just the wrong racing series. I don't know. I honestly think they could probably do a similar thing with Bristol, because Bristol is so stadium-like. Now, it's a bit bigger, but you could probably set up some sort of, like, temporary concert stage in the middle. You know what I mean? So you could still have that concert aspect to it that they're trying to incorporate on some sort of scale. There's all that Larson is the next real Dale Earnhardt. I thought I was gonna say Dale Earnhardt Jr. and I was like, well, I don't want our peak to be like getting like a couple super speedway wins. Not to this, but like Junior, in terms of his cup career, is probably slightly overrated, but in terms of what he's done for the sport, I mean, he has really done a lot in terms of his Xfinity Series team. Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, MBR. And I think what you could even do is still bring the whole heat racing aspect. I think the heat races were a cool little toss in for this. I think you could still bring in heat races to kind of set up the field, the grid. So the concert was pretty underwhelming, you're saying, Paul Shaw? So they're going to be going with 34 to go here at the Coliseum. You're going to have Logano on the inside, Larson on the outside, then Kyle Busch on the inside, and it looks like Austin Dillon behind Larson, then Byron on the inside of row 3, and Eric Jones on the outside of row 3. Oh, the Eldora? Eldora's on dirt, so that really wouldn't like quite work. I feel like that'd be a bit too far out there. Or, I mean, unless NASCAR does more stuff on dirt, then it wouldn't be too far out there. I feel like it'd just be more smarter to replace Bristol dirt with Eldora rather than make Eldora the Busch Clash. Okay. And here we go. Logano and Larson. Let's see who gets a good restart. Logano does. How does Larson do on the outside of the line? Oh my gosh, what just happened? We lost connection there for a second with one of the cameras. And it looks like Larson's still on the outside of Logano. Has Logano clear Larson yet? Yes, he will. Larson falls in line in second ahead of Kyle Busch. So Kyle Busch has been relegated back to third for the first time tonight. And oh boy. Then you got, is Eric Jones get a bit sideways after contact from, looks like, behind, maybe Christopher Bell. Your top 4, top 5, top 6 are all single file. And then you got Allmendinger and Kevin Harvick side by side for 10th. Who's going to be willing to push the issue here with 32 laps to go at the Coliseum? Logano driving away from Larson just about a car length or so now. Larson looking for a different approach to turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch really applying the pressure. And then you got Austin Dillon making a move to the inside of Byron for 4th place. Austin Dillon's really having a pretty underrated drive right now. He's been in the top 10 almost the entire time and now worked his way up into the top 4. How about that for AD? And then you got Eric Jones back in 6th, still under pressure from Bell. And then there's a bit of a gap back to Elliott in 8th. Now, most of the field has sorted itself out now. And I believe, I may be mistaken, but Blaney is back out on the track after being in the garage, or being in the infield for a couple laps. So now we still have 18 cars out there. So Logano's driving away from Larson. Like I was saying, I don't think Larson has the same amount of pace that Busch and Logano do. So I could see Busch really starting to push the issue with Larson here pretty soon. So that way Logano doesn't get too far away from him. I got Elliott gets stuck on the outside of Allmendinger. So Elliott's going backwards just a bit, and Allmendinger's moving up. So is Custer, and Harvick's looking to get by Elliott as well. We're coming to 25 to go this time by. Larson's trying to catch Logano. I think Larson's not as good off the initial jump. Larson gets really sideways off corner exit. This may allow Kyle Busch to stick his nose in there. Larson locks up a bit, and Kyle Busch is it's the Kyle and Kyle show across the line. Kyle Busch going to try and get by Larson. Larson's going to try and tuck in line behind him and not let AD to get to his inside, and he'll try and pull that off, which he does. So Kyle Busch up to second once again, and Larson back to third. Now Dillon trying to get to the bumper of Larson. He locks it up just a bit in turns 3 and 4. And Byron's right behind Dillon, so you don't want to if you make one mistake, you're going to lose a couple spots here. And so, anyways, so Logano's still leading over Kyle Busch. He's just growing that lead out, but Kyle Busch locks it up big time into turns 1 and 2. He's going to lose a ton of time to Logano there. 20 to go. Unless we get another caution, I don't see any way Logano loses this race. He is just pulling away right now big time. So Kyle Busch has got that gap under 9/10. Let's see if he's able to close it in over the next couple laps. So now it's down to under 8/10. Let's see if he can keep closing it in with every pair of turns, or see if Logano's better at one end than he is. He's trying to get it under 7/10. Now it's down to 0.71. Now Larson's still getting hounded by Dillon. Dillon goes to the inside of Larson down the front straightaway. He's going to make a move for third. That three car getting some shades of Dale in it all of a sudden. He's making some bump and runs of his own, and Byron's going to try and follow suit. This is going to push Larson back here a bit. And now Kyle Busch has got that gap down to 0.61 seconds. Now, Byron's by. Jones is trying to get by Larson. And this is a freight train right here, just like Martinsville, but on steroids, guys. Oh, Kyle Busch has got it down to 0.56 seconds. He's closing it in. Austin Dillon third, still 2.5 seconds back. He's going to need something to happen to get close to him. Now Larson's able to tuck in line behind Jones and ahead of Christopher Bell in 6th place. Kyle Busch up to the bumper now. It's down to 4.4 tenths. Or not 4.4 tenths, 0.44 hundredths. Okay, 12 to go this time at the stripe. Are we going to get another caution, or are we just going to run it green to the end? And if so, I would definitely give Kyle Busch the upper hand here. Kyle Busch is there, and he's on his bumper. 11 to go this time by. Laps are just ticking down, ticking down. Kyle Busch, this track's really coming to him. Oh, and we may see a bit of lap traffic. You can see Ryan Blaney out in front of the 22 car here. They may catch him before this thing's over. But since it's his teammate, I would not be surprised if we see that 12 car just hop right out of the way. Oh, Rowdy is giving him all the rowdiness right now. With 9 to go, he is all... Oh, a slight lockup from Kyle Busch, though, in turns 1 and 2. That may allow Logano to escape just a bit and get a bit of breathing room. But Kyle Busch is still right there, ready to pounce. Yeah, Kyle Busch lost 1/10 of that lap. That's hardly anything, though, but still. 8 to go. They are catching that lap traffic. Will they get there in time for it to make a difference? Kyle Busch is losing ground, though, right here. He probably lost another car length that past lap. I think this thing's coming back to Logano. The lead's back up to almost a half a second. If Kyle Busch can stay within dive bomb distance, though, that's all that matters. Kyle Busch takes a half a tenth out of it that lap. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Appreciate everybody watching right now. This is the most thrilling part of this race. Oh, Kyle Busch is right there. We're going to be coming to 5 to go here soon. And they go right around Ryan Blaney. So he gets... Oh, and Kyle Busch has another lockup. He's pushing it too hard here, man. Kyle Busch has got to keep those brakes under control to stay in this thing. 4 to go. They may catch Bubba Wallace here before this thing's over. Well, Bubba Wallace try and check up the 22 so he can help his Toyota teammate and Kyle Busch. 3 laps to go. Oh, Kyle Busch goes really wide in turns 1 and 2. Will even be in dive bomb distance on the last lap. Joey Logano is pulling away. 2 to go. But Bubba Wallace now in front of the 22. Can he hold him up some? Oh, is he going to get in the way or no? Right now, Logano is just pulling away from Kyle Busch. There's something to miss in that. Oh, boy, this is over. Logano's won. Oh, my God. Logano's won. Oh, this race was so bad. Well, it's good, but okay, it's Logano, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Jones, Larson, Byron, Custer, Bell, Altmandinger, Harvick. Oh, and there's a big stack up. Meanwhile, McDowell and Truex looks like they spin it around. 55 likes. Oh, God, that was so depressing, man. That was like... That second run was like just such a boring stint. They needed to add so many more laps, but hopefully the people there had a good time. And if the people there had a good time, then NASCAR succeeded in their goal in creating a crowd pleaser event. Hey, Logano's trying to drift his way around the track here a bit in that 22. That's pretty cool. There you go. Hey, we'll have to see a replay of what happened with Martin McDowell there. But I mean, hey, Logano was probably the strongest car, or Logano or Kyle Busch were easily the strongest two cars of the race, and they pretty much dominated the whole event. So, I mean, a good race. It was a good race. So that's going to end this one for us. I'll stay on here for just a bit longer. But either way, I wish we would have gotten a caution there and had some crazy restarts like we did in the last chance qualifier. Overall, I feel like the ending leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. You had Kyle Busch catching on to him. Ooh, sorry, guys, if I just yelled into the mic there. You had Kyle Busch catching up to him, and then he never got to even make really a run at him because the car just kind of fell off there in that last 5-10 laps. Yeah, the way to look at this is almost compare it to the Pro Bowl of the NFL. Is like, in that respect, this is, I would definitely say, better than the Pro Bowl. I feel like the Pro Bowl is so pointless. But Logano starts off the year with the win, and Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Larson, and Eric Jones start off their season with the top fives. I definitely say hats off, though, to Colleague Racing this weekend. Both their cars were pretty competitive. I also say Petty GMS. Both those cars were more competitive than I anticipated. And probably the Rick Ware cars as well. I'd say cars that I'm a bit concerned about would probably be the RFK cars, as well as, honestly, Penske. Even though Joey Logano won this race, Blaney and Cendric did not really show near as much pace as he did this whole weekend. I would say that Stuart Haas seems to be doing a bit better this year so far in this opening race. Like Harvick and Custer both showed pace, even though they really weren't up there at the end. Briscoe also showed a lot of pace, but he had that mechanical failure, which a couple other guys did. And then Almirola got wrecked out in his heat race, so really can't speak too much to how he was going to do. Raise the banking at Daytona and Talladega to 60 degrees, keep speeds around 200, and make the manufacturers build wing cars like the Superbirds from the 70s with classic paint jobs. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit ambitious, Stephen McFall. You finally saw the Pro Bowl for the first time today, Ball GB, and it was terrible. Yeah, the Pro Bowl is pretty okay. Yep. I appreciate everybody who's been tuned in, though, for the last couple of days for the things we've been doing. We got almost 100 new subscribers in the last day, a couple thousand views, a couple hundred likes. I appreciate everybody who's been interacting with the channel and the content. I've been having a blast bringing this stuff to you. Oh, boy. Yeah, Kyle Busch just getting closer. He's saying that he tried to get close to him, and then he just overheated the tires, was locking him up a bit, and that pretty much killed his chance. Yeah, I mean, overall, I wouldn't say it was terrible. I think if Kyle Busch could have gotten to the bumper of Joey Logano, whether or not he would have won, I think things would have been a lot better because we would have actually been able to see kind of some cool bump and run action at the end. Ball GB, I'll be a regular, mate. Was fun chatting with everyone. Well, I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next stream. I will be live tomorrow at 7 o'clock for about a half hour, just doing a weekend recap. Pretty much just talking about the weekend and, yeah, the kind of anything that comes out of this. Just talk about if we think this event was a success or not. Yeah, guys, if you want to rate the chat this race on a 10, TB Gaming already gave it a 7 out of 10. I would probably give it pretty similar. I'd say, yeah, like a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. If Kyle Busch gets to the bumper of Joey Logano, I give this race an 8.5. But just that little lack of like a thriller ending. But Austin Dillon have a really solid finish today, 3rd place, and he was right. He made great progress. I believe he started in like 10th or 12th, and he just slowly was sticking his way up through the field, as well as Eric Jones, who came in 4th. Like they both pretty much slowly worked their way up through the field. And if I were them, I'd be really confident after this weekend. Alan C. Crow, I've already said this a couple times. I won't be doing the 500. It'll be one of the few races I don't do this year. Just because I'll be getting together with like other people for it. But yeah, I will be doing the duels though. Not this Thursday. I keep wanting to say this Thursday, but next Thursday. We have to wait a week for the Super Bowl. But yeah. Does Kyle Larson have any new sponsor than Hendrick Cars? No, TB Gaming. It's announced like last year. Hendrick Cars was like announced as his main sponsor through like 2023 in terms of like they're gonna have like almost all the races during the year. I believe Valvoline is still gonna be back for a couple and maybe Tarleton, but 7.3 out of 10 from Ball GB, 7 from Michelle Johnson. Yeah. I'd say right about a 7. Like it wasn't bad, but it certainly wasn't like phenomenal. Get rid of banking and have racing in the rain instead. Well, I don't know. You can't rely on the rain all the time there, man. But yeah, I'll be back for I guess Auto Club. The final race at Auto Club is the 3rd race of the year, the second race of the year. The 3rd race of the year, but the 2nd points pain race of the year. Trying to see. We got Auto Club the 27th, and then you got. Oh wait, do we have a week off? Oh, I guess. Oh wait, no, it's just because there's 28 days in February. I almost forgot. Yeah, you got Auto Club, then you go to Vegas on March 6th, and then you go Phoenix, and that ends the West Coast swing. And then March 20th, we got the first of 2 Atlanta Motor Speedway races this year. It's going to be interesting to see if that's really like a mini super speedway or what. And then we got Circuit of the Americas right after that, and that will be a great race probably once again. And then we go to Richmond, Martinsville, Bristol Dirt, Talladega. That's a lot of great races. And then we go to Dover, which is I'll be there for that. That 0.3 was because Kyle Busch didn't win. Yeah, if it was the point. So you don't want Kyle Busch to win. Here, I don't really necessarily say if Kyle Busch won, but if Kyle Busch could have gotten to the bumper of Logano and we could add some bumping and banging there at the finish, I would have given it like an 8.5, just because a thrilling finish adds so much to an event, especially if you're there as a fan. Like if it's a great finish, you're like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. Oh, meant racing in the rain instead of canceling. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're trying to work on ways to develop it so that I don't think they'll ever do 1.5 mile or super speedway racing in the rain, but I think we're going to see more and more shorter tracks will be doing racing in the rain. Like a mile and under will probably be doing rain racing, as well as the road courses. Yeah, no weeks off this year. Okay, yeah, I think I believe there's maybe one. I'm just checking really quick, but I think you may be right. I'm just trying to check. I think there's one in there somewhere. Yeah, I think there's one. Is there? I guess you're right. No, there aren't any off weeks the entire season, so I thought there was one. The only thing that I'm kind of find controversy in is that they're racing on Easter Sunday at Bristol Dirt. I just think that's a pretty controversial move because I feel like that won't get as great of a view rating boost as maybe they think it will, but we'll see. But here, guys, I'm going to end this stream here in a second. I appreciate everybody who's been staying watching. 57 likes. You guys topped the heat race live stream in terms of viewers and likes. Well, I mean, they don't really need the headlights. So, when the course lights go out, well, then it would be hard to just even follow the racing at all. So, I mean, I'm just going to end it there, guys. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. I'll be live tomorrow. And yeah, that's all I got. See you guys in the next one. Appreciate everybody watching.